Footsteps echoed through the cave system, consisting of separate metal platforms. A walkway led deeper into the cave. I watched the back of my colleague as we descended, along with our helmet-mounted flashlights. A series of lights connected with exposed cable directly above illuminated our surroundings. Warm underclothes and boots protected us from the cold. This is amazing. I stared at our surroundings in awe. Chris, the man in front of me, shared my excitement. If what they say is true, it gets even better. We entered a large cavern among stalactites. Darkness obscured the high ceiling. The previous lights were replaced with portable spotlights. Dozens of tunnel entrances, including some on the ground, led to different locations. A wide array of equipment was spread around a circular table with a laptop. After a minute of soaking in the beauty, Chris opened his mouth. I expected a welcome party. They must be mapping out the system. I pointed at the only tunnel with lights. A team of 15 people? I'm sure they could have left someone behind to show us around. Now that I think about it, maybe something went wrong. It's unusual, but they would have called for help. I'm sure they have a reason. The team set lights in a signal tunnel, so I suppose that's where they are. Probably found something exciting. Yeah, but we have to wait here. It's protocol. Maha, yes? Do you feel that? Chris looked at the ceiling as if he were searching for something. I don't feel... My eyelids were heavy. Overwhelming fatigue caused me to lose my balance. I found myself in a familiar, circular chamber. The walls consisted of labeled shelves filled with boxes, parchment, folders, and trinkets. A sliding ladder led to higher areas. Bright sunlight came from the glass window on the ceiling. I pulled out a small metal box from between two chests labeled Favorite Movies and Childhood Summer Vacations. An ornamented text read, Grandpa's Lessons. I opened the box. The chamber vanished, and I was back in the cave system. I must have lost consciousness for a moment, but remained on my feet. My strength returned, and I successfully regained balance in time to see Chris disappear in one of the many unlit tunnels. His flashlight was off, yet he walked confidently in the darkness. Chris, what's wrong with you? I followed. The tunnel provided room for one person at a time. Chris, I pulled at his arm. Maha, what happened? I don't know, you tell me. I led him back to the cavern. Chris sat on a chair. I feel dizzy. Did I faint? You casually walked into a pitch-black tunnel with your flashlight off. I don't remember. We should leave. I tried to help Chris up, but he was too weak. Give me a second, please. I looked at a display on one of the machines. Nothing dangerous is being detected in the air. Did you hear that voice? No. You just said you did. What did it say? No, I didn't hear a voice. Forget what I said. Just let me rest. I'll go back and get help. Something is seriously wrong. Are you leaving me? No, I'm getting help. I understand. You're trying to save your own skin. Save my own skin? My colleague is injured, and I need to get a doctor. You felt it too, didn't you? I did, and I don't know what it is. That's why I'm going to get help. Give me a minute and I'll join you. Please, Maha. Okay, but we must remain calm. Chris seemed to be looking at something behind me. I quickly turned around, only to illuminate the first few meters of an empty dark tunnel. Did you see something? I didn't. I didn't. I know something is wrong, but you're obviously not in a condition to think straight. Another minute, and we're leaving. Also, turn your flashlight back on. I pressed the button on his helmet. Why'd you turn it off in the first place? Chris ignored my question. His demeanor scared me. Remaining calm was difficult. The feeling of paranoia, as if something watched us from the dark, persisted. Listen, Chris. There are people in the camp at the cave entrance. If I could... No. Chris grabbed my arm. Don't go. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not leaving. Just calm down. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Yes, deep breaths. Hey, Maha. Yes? Do you believe in heaven? Why are you asking? Chris appeared to have calmed down. It just passed through my mind. I don't know. I believe there's something after death. I will find out when my time comes. Until then, I don't see why it's important. If heaven exists, would you... Chris stopped himself from asking a question. Never mind. You look better. Can you walk? Chris got up. Yes, I believe so. After you, I smiled. He glanced at the dark tunnel he had been looking at previously. We both feel better now. Maybe we should check what's up with the others. There are 15 people. I'm sure they're fine. I was far from sure. You can go on without me. I'll search for them. He headed for the lit tunnel. Let's just take an extra 15 minutes to report what happened. The surface isn't far. Report what? How we got a strange feeling, so we returned? They'll send us right back in. Chris kept walking. Fine, but I'm not going in like this. I took a pickaxe from a tool crate and followed him. We entered the tunnel, which led deeper. Similar to the first, it had a metal walkway and lights on the ceiling. I have an awful feeling about this, Chris, and it worries me that you don't. I'm only coming because I want you to be alright. We'll check on the team and then we leave. Chris nodded without looking back at me. We reached the section where the walkway continued, but the lights ended. We relied solely on our flashlights. I looked back at the exit every 5 seconds to make sure the way out was still there. I hate this. I was so excited. Whatever happened up there completely ruined this experience. Are you listening to me? Yes I am. Just making sure. Everything is... Chris slipped. He rolled down into the darkness. Chris! I shouted. He had slipped on a puddle of black liquid. I walked around it and cautiously followed. The walkway ended at a black pool. Knees and palms submerged. Chris struggled to get up. Help me! I didn't move. I'm here. Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. It's not deep, but it's sticky. Chris freed his hand. Something protruded from the middle of the pool. I couldn't make out the details, but it resembled a stone statue. Excitement replaced my desire to help Chris. Look there! Chris freed his second hand. Where? Oh, I see it. The walls had traces left from tools. A chunk of rock the size of a statue was missing. It's in amazing condition. Chris reached for the statue. Can you see what it is? It looks like tentacles wrapped around some kind of body. Tentacles? Chris froze. Maha? Yes? I can see it now. I can see all of it. You see other details? No. I can see... The sensation from before returned. Prepared, I closed my eyes. On reopening them, I was back in the chamber. Hours spent within were mere seconds outside my mind. Maha, your name is Maha, isn't it? A muffled feminine voice asked. I looked up at the circular window. Behind the glass, a large eye surrounded by slithering tentacles watched me. The others lacked any defenses. How are you resisting? It's hard to hear you through this glass. Can you remove it? Who are you? Grandpa's lessons. What does that mean? Who is your grandpa? Is he the one who taught you this? I'm not letting you inside my head. If you knew what I was, why would you stay after my first attempt to breach your mind? Were you skeptical of whoever warned you? Unsure if we existed? Is this your first encounter? How much do you know? Enough questions. I'm not telling you anything. The eye scanned the chamber's interior. Aside, that little box of yours, I can't see anything interesting among all those labels. That is why I'm certain you'll be surprised by this. I blinked. The cave system returned. I spotted details I hadn't noticed. The black pool had imperfections. Imperfections shaped like human limbs and faces. Chris's body convulsed as part of his skin peeled off, revealing black muscle. His back split apart. An exposed spine shredded the caving gear. Sharpened bone pushed its way out of his arms, forming long blades. The pool didn't slow him down anymore. Smiling wide, Chris's head twisted to the side. A long slit, starting from his ear, all the way down to his stomach, opened, revealing crooked sharp teeth. His internal organs were replaced with tentacles, and appendages ending with eyeballs. Thousands of invisible needles attempted to penetrate my brain. Incoherent voices sung in unison. I bolted. The monster pursued. Its legs moved in an inhuman, uncoordinated fashion, yet it was catching up. I swung my pickaxe at the metal walkway. Bolts flew off and the platform below detached. It slid down, taking the monster with it. I didn't wait to see if it would get up. I returned to the cavern and didn't stop running. The songs and the pain in my head faded away. I could hear the monster's shrieks on my way out of the cave, but it didn't follow. I feel horrible for never warning my colleagues on the surface. I ran to my car and drove away. They wouldn't have believed me anyways. I will be forever grateful to my deceased grandfather, my inspiration to become an archaeologist. As a child, I spent summers at his house. He'd teach me history and tool usage. My grandfather believed archaeologists required an organized mind, so he taught me a method to visualize my memories. My experience in the cave proved that it was more than visualization. It was also protection. I'll be visiting his old house in hopes of finding more on the topic. 4 days have passed. It's night right now. I'm eating at a gas station while browsing the internet on my phone. I found a worrisome article on my favorite museum's website. In honor of a big discovery, the museum is offering free trips and entries to local schools. A photo showed the team who took part in the excavation. Smiling and laughing, all 15 team members, and my colleagues, including Chris, stood around a glass container with the statue inside. Chris had the same wide smile I remember from our last encounter.